In the vast and intricate tapestry of Hindu mythology, the concept of avatars holds profound significance. These divine incarnations, particularly those of Lord Vishnu, are central to the cosmic drama of creation, preservation, and destruction. Among these avatars, Kalki, the 10th and final one, occupies a unique and awe-inspiring position. He is the prophesied harbinger of a new age, the destroyer of evil, and the restorer of righteousness. Kalki's arrival is foretold in ancient Hindu scriptures, including the Puranas and the Kalki Purana. These texts describe him as a majestic warrior, riding a white horse, wielding a flaming sword, and radiating divine brilliance. His appearance marks the end of the Kali Yuga, the darkest and most degenerate of the 4 yugas or epochs that constitute a cycle of time in Hindu cosmology. The concept of Kalki is not merely a mythological narrative, it represents a profound spiritual truth. He embodies the eternal struggle between good and evil, the cyclical nature of time, and the ultimate triumph of righteousness. His arrival signifies the restoration of cosmic order, the dawn of a new era of peace and prosperity, and the liberation of souls from the shackles of ignorance and suffering. Kalki's significance transcends the boundaries of mythology and religion. He represents hope, justice, and the indomitable spirit of humanity to overcome darkness and strive for a brighter future. His story serves as a timeless reminder that even in the face of adversity, the forces of goodwill ultimately prevail, ushering in an era of peace, harmony, and enlightenment. To understand Kalki's role, we must first grasp the concept of the 4 yugas. In Hinduism, time is cyclical, flowing through vast epochs known as yugas. Each yuga represents a distinct phase in the moral and spiritual evolution of humanity. The 4 yugas, Satya, Treta, Dvapara, and Kali, decline in virtue and dharma, leading to the eventual dissolution and renewal of the cosmos. We are currently in the Kali Yuga, the age of darkness, characterized by strife, ignorance, and spiritual decline. It is an era where adharma or unrighteousness prevails, and humanity strays far from its divine potential. The scriptures paint a grim picture of this age, describing rampant materialism, moral decay, and the erosion of traditional values. Kalki's arrival signifies the culmination of this cycle, the end of the Kali Yuga and the dawn of a new Satya Yuga, the golden age of truth and righteousness. He is the divine force that cleanses the world of evil and paves the way for a fresh cycle of creation and spiritual evolution. The cyclical nature of time, as depicted in Hindu cosmology, reminds us that darkness and decline are not permanent. Just as dawn follows night, a new age of light and virtue will inevitably emerge, heralded by the arrival of the divine avatar Kalki. Kalki is often depicted as a fierce warrior, an embodiment of divine wrath, who vanquishes evil and restores dharma. However, his role is not merely one of destruction. He is also a teacher, a guide, and the restorer of balance. Kalki's purpose is not to annihilate humanity but to purify and uplift it, paving the way for a new era of spiritual enlightenment. The scriptures describe Kalki as a wise and compassionate ruler who will establish a just and righteous kingdom. He will restore the true meaning of dharma, reviving ancient wisdom and guiding humanity towards a path of virtue, harmony, and spiritual evolution. Kalki's arrival is not just a historical event, it is a spiritual transformation. It represents the awakening of the divine spark within each individual, inspiring us to overcome our lower nature and strive for self-realization. Kalki's story is a call to action, urging us to become instruments of dharma in our own lives. It reminds us that we all have a role to play in the battle against adharma, and that the transformation begins within each of us. Kalki is often depicted wielding a flaming sword, a symbol of divine power and justice. This sword represents the destruction of evil, the dismantling of corrupt systems, and the establishment of a new world order based on truth and righteousness. The sword also symbolizes the discerning wisdom of Kalki, his ability to cut through ignorance and illusion, revealing the true nature of reality. It represents the power of discrimination, the ability to distinguish between right and wrong, and the courage to act accordingly. Kalki's sword is a reminder that true justice is not merely punitive, but transformative. It is about restoring balance, upholding truth, and creating a world where Dharma prevails. Section 5. Clues from Ancient Texts. The Kalki Purana, one of the 18 major Puranas, provides a detailed account of Kalki's life, his mission, and the signs that will herald his arrival. The text describes him as being born in the village of Shambhala to devout Brahmin parents, Vishnu Yasha and Sumati. He will possess extraordinary intelligence, strength, and spiritual prowess. The scriptures also mention specific events and social conditions that will mark the advent of Kalki. These include widespread corruption, moral decay, the decline of spirituality, and the rise of materialism. The Kalki Purana states that people will be short-lived, disease-ridden, and consumed by greed and lust. These descriptions, while symbolic, offer valuable insights into the nature of the Kali Yuga and the transformative power of Kalki's arrival. They serve as a wake-up call, urging humanity to recognize the signs of spiritual decline and to strive for individual and collective transformation. The ancient texts offer a glimpse into the profound spiritual truths embodied in the Kalki avatar. They remind us that even in the darkest of times, hope remains and the forces of good will ultimately prevail. Section 6. Shambhala, the Hidden Land. Kalki's birthplace, Shambhala, is described as a hidden paradise, a mystical land untouched by the darkness of the Kali Yuga. It is said to be a place of great spiritual advancement, where wisdom and compassion flourish. The location of Shambhala remains a mystery, shrouded in legends and speculation. Some believe it to be a physical location hidden somewhere in the Himalayas, while others interpret it as a spiritual realm, a state of consciousness that can be attained through meditation and spiritual practice. Regardless of its physical reality, Shambhala represents a powerful symbol of hope, a reminder that even in the darkest of times, a place of peace and enlightenment exists. The search for Shambhala, whether literal or metaphorical, represents the human longing for a better world, a place free from suffering and injustice. It is a reminder that the potential for peace and enlightenment lies within each of us. Section 7. Signs of the Times. Many believe that the current state of the world, with its rampant materialism, social unrest, and environmental degradation, points towards the approaching end of the Kali Yuga and the imminent arrival of Kalki. They interpret natural disasters, political upheavals, and the erosion of traditional values as signs of this impending transformation. Some even claim to have encountered individuals who they believe to be Kalki or his forerunner. These claims, while often met with skepticism, highlight the enduring human hope for a savior, a guiding light in times of darkness and uncertainty. Whether or not one interprets these events as signs of Kalki's arrival, they serve as a stark reminder of the challenges facing humanity and the urgent need for positive change. Section 8. The Kalki Within. While the scriptures describe Kalki as a single divine entity, many modern interpretations view him as a collective force for good, an awakening of consciousness that will transform humanity from within. This perspective emphasizes the potential for each individual to embody the qualities of Kalki courage, compassion, wisdom, and a commitment to justice. From this viewpoint, the arrival of Kalki is not a singular event, but an ongoing process of individual and collective transformation. It is about recognizing the divine spark within ourselves and striving to live in accordance with Dharma. The concept of the Kalki Within empowers us to become agents of change, to actively participate in the creation of a more just and compassionate world. It reminds us that we are not merely passive recipients of divine grace, but active participants in the cosmic drama of creation and destruction. Section 9. Awaiting the Dawn. The prophecy of Kalki offers a message of hope and a call to action. It reminds us that even in the darkest of times, the forces of good will ultimately prevail, ushering in an era of peace, harmony, and enlightenment. Whether we interpret Kalki as a literal savior or a symbolic representation of our collective potential, his story serves as a powerful reminder of our capacity for transformation. The question is not merely whether we are waiting for Kalki, but whether we are preparing to become him. Are we actively cultivating the qualities of courage, compassion, and wisdom within ourselves? Are we working to create a world that is more just, equitable, and sustainable? The dawn of a new age may not come with a thunderous roar, but with the quiet awakening of countless individuals choosing to embody the spirit of Kalki in their own lives. The choice, ultimately, is ours.